Hi Casey, it's so nice to see you today. Before we get started, I would just like to give you this information letter here, and there's a notebook if you would like to take any notes during our appointment.
Okay.
I would like to introduce myself. So I am a registered nurse and I work here at the clinic as a primary care behavioral health provider. So what that means is whenever our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, or social situations are impacting overall health and wellness, I work with the patient and the physician for that specific aspect of their care. In order to do that, I'm going to take about 20 minutes today and ask you some very specific questions. What that does is it allows me to get a good idea of what's working well for you and what isn't, and then together you and I can come up with a plan that seems achievable for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So this might include things like reading materials, reaching out to other specialty providers, or practicing new skills on your own. If at any point you, your physician, or myself feel that you would be better served by a specialty provider, then I can help facilitate that for you as well.
Okay.
So after this appointment, I will share your plan with your physician, and I'm also going to be placing a note in the electronic medical record. Okay, so just like any medical appointment, there are limits to our confidentiality here today. In the event that there was imminent risk of harm to yourself or someone else, if there are children in the home being abused, neglected, or witnessing abuse, or for whatever reason, if the court subpoenaed our records, we would need to share. Other than that, everything remains confidential. Okay. Do you have any questions about who I am or what I do?
I don't think so, no. The doc did a good job of describing kind of what you do as well, so.
Awesome. Are you comfortable if we go ahead today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so Dr. Healer said that you have been experiencing some low mood. Is that what you were hoping to talk about?
Yeah, I think so. That's what, yeah.
Okay, can you describe what that's felt like for you?
Just like blah, like I just don't feel good. I'm tired, I have no energy, I just don't laugh and smile as much as I used to.
Okay, how long has that been happening for you?
I'd say the last 5 months or so.
Okay. All right. And is it consistent throughout the day, or do you find that it kind of ebb and flows?
I think it depends on the day. So like some days when I'm at work, I'm pretty blah, and in the evenings, on the weekends, sometimes if I do stuff, I'll be a little bit better. So yeah, I think it just kind of depends on the day.
Okay. If we were to use a scale just to kind of gauge that, and 10 was really intense and 0 was no intensity at all, what would a bad day look like?
A bad day would probably be like a 7 out of 10, like
okay.
Pretty big funk.
Yeah.
A good day would probably be like, well, I actually had a pretty good day, one of the better days recently, and that was probably like a 2, but usually they probably
awesome.
sit at about a 4 or so.
Okay, so averaging kind of in the middle. All right. So you mentioned that you started feeling this way about 5 months ago. Did anything happen for you around that time?
Oh yeah, I had to go back into the office. We've been working from home through the pandemic, and had to go back, and it's just, everything's so different. And
Right.
it's just like, from the little things, like the big things is new manager, and like I'm working with a whole new team, and the demands are different. A lot of the work I did, I'm not doing anymore, and so my projects have kind of been thrown to the wayside.
Sounds like there's been a lot of big changes.
Yeah, and then little changes, like I have to pay for my coffee at work now, and it seems so trivial, but it's just kind of like all of these changes building up on one another, and it just seems like a lot.
Right, on top of the pandemic
Yeah.
changes as well. Okay. Have you noticed what makes it feel better for you? Like kind of lowers the intensity?
Yeah, so I mean, like a couple weekends ago, I met up with my family and my brother and my niece and nephew, and that was really great. That was like, I was laughing and smiling again for the first time in a really long time, so that was really nice. Like just coming home and watching TV and numbing out makes it, better.
Have you been able to notice what makes it worse?
Work, anything work related. Sunday nights are awful, like knowing that I have to get up in the morning, go to work. Staff meetings, my new managers, I'm just trying to adjust to them, and gosh, they're a disaster in work meetings.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you have to pay for your coffee now too, you
Yeah,
said.
yeah. So each morning it starts with me being like, oh yeah, I got to pay for my Keurig pod. Could have made it at home for free.
Right.
Still not used to that.
All right. Okay. I just wanted to check in with you if you are doing any other counseling or if you've received counseling in the past.
No, I did a little bit of like, I saw someone once back in like university. Just I had some stress around school.
Okay.
But just saw them the once, and that was it.
So thank you for sharing. All right. So you've shared with me that your mood has been flat, kind of blah and irritable. Is that right? Would you add anything?
Yeah, just down.
Just down. Okay. I would like to ask you a few questions just to notice how things have changed for you within the last 2 weeks. Has your sleep increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
It's decreased a little bit, mainly because I'm just staying up watching TV because I don't want to get up in the morning to go to work. So it's my own doing.
Okay. And activities that you would normally participate in, have you found your interest in those have increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
Decreased. Yeah, I'm not really interested in anything. My brother had to like pull me out of the house, so.
Okay. Feelings of guilt, have you noticed an increase or a decrease there, or have they stayed relatively the same?
Yeah, no guilt.
No guilt. Okay.
Annoyance.
And again, with energy levels, increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
Oh yeah, decreased.
Decreased.
Like zero energy to do anything.
Have your concentration levels increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
Oh, they've decreased. Yeah, like I can't focus on anything at work. Yeah, and I just kind of watch television and just stare at it. Yeah.
And so concentration and energy levels have
Yeah.
decreased.
Yeah.
Okay. And in regards to your appetite, have you noticed an increase, decreased, or has it stayed relatively the same?
I think the same. I'm probably not making the best choices on what I eat, but I'm not eating more. I'm just eating crappier.
Okay. So a change in the quality of food?
Yeah, just like quick meals because I don't have the energy to make dinner at night. So I'm doing like microwave meals instead of home cooked meals kind of thing.
Sure.
Takeout.
So I'm going to ask about your sensations in your body and your psychomotor. So that some people will say that they feel slow and sluggish, or some people might report feeling antsy. Have you noticed an increase or a decrease in any of those sensations?
No, not really.
No change? Does the low mood ever get so overwhelming that you've thought about doing something to end your life?
Not really. Like I've had thoughts of like, ooh, if I didn't wake up in the morning, I wouldn't have to go to work. Like that'd be kind of nice.
Okay. Have you ever tried to kill yourself in the past?
No.
No. Any thoughts about harming yourself or injuring yourself?
No.
No. So just so that I understand, you have a thought about not wanting to necessarily be here, but there isn't a thought about killing yourself.
Yeah, no, it's like, ooh, if I like didn't wake up tomorrow, I wouldn't have to go to work. But like, I'm not gonna go kill myself. I don't. Yeah, no. Like, it'd be one way to get out of work is if I just died in my sleep.
Right. Okay. All right. And in terms of how this is impacting you, have you noticed any change in your physical activity?
Well, yeah. Like I do nothing now. Like
Okay.
absolutely nothing.
Okay. And before this change happened for you, what did you used to do for fun? What were your valued activities?
I used to like, I love being outside. So, I mean, a lot of summer things. So, canoeing, hiking, spending time with my brother and his kids, seeing my friends. I used to go to the gym all the time. That's not happening anymore. I used to like running, like, I used to do a lot of things. It's just like,
Yeah, it sounds like you were really active.
yeah, yeah,
So this is a big change for you then.
yeah, it totally is.
I know you mentioned that you do enjoy spending time with your brother, but it sounds like it's decreased in the amount of quality or quantity, sorry?
Yeah, I have hardly seen them at all. I've just been, again, I'm so tired, and then on the weekends I just do nothing. So I just haven't been seeing them. So again, my brother kind of came over and dragged me out the other day, which was really nice. I got to see my niece and nephew, and it was lots of fun. And I just, like, again, he literally had to drag me out, so.
Okay. Are you in a relationship at the moment?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. And what about friends or neighbors?
I have them.
And have you been seeing them as often as you used to?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen like, oh my gosh, my friends from uni, I haven't seen them in eons. Like we used to hang out at least once or twice a month, and can't be bothered. I mean, it was COVID that kind of derailed it, and then since then I know that they've started going out again, but it's usually on a weeknight and I'm done with work and I just want to sit in front of my TV.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, that decrease in energy can make it challenging for sure. Okay, I would just like to ask you a few questions regarding your intake. Do you drink caffeine at all during the day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how many coffees or colas, energy drinks, anything that has caffeine in it?
No energy drinks, no, thank
Okay.
you. But coffee, I'd say like, well, I know how many because I have to pay for them. So I
Right.
have 3 of them, 3 pods.
Okay, and are they about like a standard cup of coffee size or?
Yeah, like the pods I think are like 8 to 10 ounces or something. I think I usually select the smaller one. I think that's like 8 ounces.
Sure, okay.
I should be selecting the bigger ones. Then I'd get more coffee out of the one pod.
And in terms of alcohol use, do you drink alcohol frequently or on a daily basis?
I drink it, yeah, like I drink it, not daily.
Okay, how many a week would you say?
Geez, not as much these days just because I'm not around people. I'd say like maybe on Friday, Saturday night, I'd have like 2 drinks. And maybe once during the week, I'd have 2 drinks.
So 5 total?
Yeah,
in
5
a
to
week?
6, yeah.
Okay. And again, just to confirm, is that a standard drink? Is it beer or wine?
Usually like a glass of wine
A
or
glass
a
of wine.
beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, is it the fishbowl wine or is it?
No, like I pour a decent amount. I think my wine glasses are like, they're about 8 ounces, I think. So I don't fill it all the way to the top. I'd say probably 5 to 6 ounces.
Okay. Any drug use other than prescription medication?
I'll sometimes smoke cannabis occasionally, not very often. Again, it's more of when I'm out with my friends, and I haven't been out with my friends, so it's been a while.
Okay. How many times a month would you say on average?
I haven't in a couple of months,
Okay.
yeah. So I haven't seen my friends. So if I was hanging out with my friends, it'd be like maybe once a month, but I haven't seen them in a while, so.
Okay. And any tobacco use?
No, I used to chew back in high school, which was kind of disgusting. I can't believe I did that, but I definitely quit that when I realized how gross it was, so.
Okay. And so, Casey, I would just like to take a moment and summarize what we've talked about today. You shared a lot of information, and I just want to make sure that I've captured it accurately. If I've missed anything or I've misinterpreted anything, please do let me know, okay? So it does sound like after having to return to the office and that overwhelming sense of change, it kind of impacted your mood. And it sounds like that change in your environment has really impacted your energy levels as well, which has resulted in a decrease in your physical activity, time spent with friends and family, and engaging in things that you used to really enjoy, which in turn is further lowering your mood. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, I get, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think that, so like not seeing my friends and family further decreasing it.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of the spiral of low mood?
No.
Is that something you'd be interested in learning about today?
Sure.
Okay. I have a pamphlet here I can send home with you.
Oh, thanks.
So it talks a little bit about how our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all connected. So as you can see on the sheet there, it sounds like you were overwhelmed with work, going back, there's so many changes, and as you can see, our thoughts are associated with our mood, so you become overwhelmed, you start having thoughts like, what's the point, I can't do this, there's so much change, and then our behaviors start to change, so like as you described, you stopped going to the gym and kind of withdrawing from social activities, which in turn then impacts our thoughts and our mood again. So what we know works really well for reversing the spiral is physical activity, engaging with loved ones, family, and friends, and also engaging in activities that we find pleasurable and enjoyable. So out of those, what do you think you would be interested in starting with?
Well, I guess I should probably start seeing my brother more and the kids. The reason I went over there is because my niece and nephew had been asking. I used to go over there all the time. So it was really fun when I went over there, and that was kind of one of my better days. So I guess reconnecting that with them would be an option.
Okay. How many days a week do you think it's reasonable for you to connect with them?
Well, days a week. I mean, they do live a ways away, so probably like once a week, like on the weekend, I could maybe connect with them.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So one connection with family a week
Yeah.
would be our goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if 10 was 100% confident and 0 was no confidence in this at all, where does that feel for you?
Confidence in.
Going to see your brother once a week.
Oh. I mean, I don't want to, but I also love those kids, so I probably should. And you're telling me I should for my mood too. So I'd say probably like a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll do it for the kids
Okay.
and myself in the long run.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to try at this time, or does that feel like?
Well, you said physical activity, and that was such a big part of my life before. And I think, again, just with COVID, it all got like thrown to the wayside. Like I don't even have a gym membership anymore. But I like want to get back into it. And so I've been talking about that for a while. So I guess probably getting a gym membership again and starting back at the gym would be,
Great.
yeah.
So how many times a week do you feel would be reasonable?
Well, I mean, I used to go 5 days a week, so I could, like just jump back into it and go 5 days a week.
And just keeping in mind that you haven't been there in a while, and you are feeling low at the moment, does that feel like on a confidence scale again, is that something that you feel would be a 7 as well?
Well, I mean, I did it before, but maybe not.
It would be okay if we set it something that seems achievable for you, because we do know that if we set a goal and you're not able to achieve it, it can actually have the reverse effect and you feel worse about it. So we really want to make sure that we're setting a goal that you know you can achieve. And then if you happen to go more, then great. But we want to make sure that the goal we set is achievable for you.
So I guess we could say like 3 days a week,
Okay. Okay.
like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
What time of the day would you go?
Oh, geez. I used to go in the morning, so I mean, just get back into my old routine. So before work, get up, go to the gym, shower at the gym, head to work from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be nice if they had a free coffee machine there too.
It would be. I should talk to them about that. See if it'll come in with my new membership that I got to get there.
Yeah, right. Okay, and so 3 times a week, how long are you going for?
Well, I used to go for like 90 minutes. Ugh.
Again, we're going to want to set a goal you
Yeah.
know you can achieve.
Okay, so let's say maybe like, and you said I could go longer, right? So if I say 20 minutes, but then I like end up staying longer, I can always stay longer. But 20 minutes is easy. Like I can totally do 20 minutes at the gym. Okay, so let's do 20 minutes at the gym, and then, yeah, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Friday mornings. Okay. And again, using that confidence scale rating, 10 being absolutely this is happening, and 0 being Tiffany, I'm not doing that. Where it is going to the gym 3 days a week for a 20 minute sit.
20 minutes is a breeze. I'm at like 9. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
That's easy.
That's great. So just in summary, our plan is that you're going to reach out and connect with your brother's family once a week.
Oh wait, I better write this down. I'm not
Yes,
gonna remember.
absolutely.
Okay, so meet, I mean, I'll remember, but good to have a reminder. Meet with family once a week. Okay,
And then gym membership,
yeah, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
and then going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings for 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes, okay. Okay. I can do that, easy peasy.
Okay, great. So I usually have people come back in 2 to 3 weeks just to follow up. If things are going well, then we can use that momentum to continue our plan. And if things need to be adjusted, then we can certainly do that at that time.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Do you have any questions at all?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
it's good. It's easy enough to start implementing these things, so yeah.
Great. You are able to book on the way out for that next appointment.
Okay, great.
It was really nice meeting you.
Thanks, you too.
Hi, Casey. It's so nice to see you again.
Hi, you too.
So, since the last time we talked, have you found things are better, worse, or the same?
They're better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what's changed for you?
You know what? I just spending more time with the kiddos, like my niece and nephew. It's just been a lot of fun. Like I've been connecting with them each weekend, and the weather's getting nicer, so we were able to go out and do stuff outside.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really awesome. It was
Okay.
good.
And what do you think was causing the change?
Yeah, I think just knowing that I committed to kind of seeing them once a week, and so I told my brother that as well, and my sister-in-law, and so they kind of knew that was a part of it, so they kind of forced me out even when I didn't want to. So I think that was really helpful too. Yeah.
Has anyone else noticed the changes?
I don't know, because they hadn't really noticed the change before. Like, they would be the main ones. Yeah, I mean, someone at work said that they saw me smiling, which apparently was the first time in a while, so I guess that's something, but...
Great. All right, so when you went to put our plan into action, did you do all of it, part of it, or none of it?
Well, I guess I did part of it, which is kind of funny because I said it was going to be so easy to do that, and then I realized that actually getting up in the morning and going to the gym 3 times a week was a little bit more challenging than I thought it would be, which was kind of disappointing because I did used to go pretty much every day, and so the fact that I couldn't even go 3 days was a little disappointing. So.
Okay, so how many times were you able to go?
I was able to do, so the first week I went 3 times because I was super excited, and then the next 2 weeks I went 2 times, and then last week I went once.
So how were you able to get yourself to the gym on the days you did go?
I guess I just kind of set my alarm, didn't hit snooze, and got up. The problem with some of the other days is I kept hitting snooze, and then by the time I got out of bed, like I didn't have time to like get all my stuff together, get my lunch made, find all of my clothes for the day, and it just like I got up earlier than I normally would, but just didn't have enough time to get to the gym, and was just like what's the point at this point kind of thing.
Okay, we'll come back to the gym in a second. I just want to check in on a few things from last time. Have you noticed a change in your mood?
Yeah, like it's still blah at times, but there's times where like I've felt good, which is more than what was happening before. Like on the days I go to the gym and stuff. So.
Okay. And have you noticed that your sleep has increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
Well, on the days I go to the gym, I get to bed earlier because I'm tired. It's getting a little bit better. I've just started going to bed earlier, and I'm not vegging out in front of the TV as much. But I'm still staying up later than I should. So, yeah.
And interest in engaging in activities and such, has that increased, decreased, or stayed the same for you?
Yeah, you know what? It has increased a bit. Like just the time I've spent with my family is kind of, I realize how much I miss being around people, and so I like even want to start connecting with friends and stuff now. And yeah. So it's improved. It's not like I'm not ready to go hike a mountain again. Like I don't feel like I have the energy to do that. But yeah.
Okay. And in terms of your energy levels, have they increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
They've increased a bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And your levels of concentration levels increased, decreased, or stayed the same?
They're about the same still. Yeah. Just at work, focusing on stuff. Yeah.
So I know you were able to get to the gym a few times, but have you noticed any other changes with physical activity?
You know what? I actually ended up getting out for a walk on lunch a couple of times at lunchtime. Yeah, I just needed to get out of that building and away. And I was like, oh, well, Tiffany said physical activity helps. I was kind of like, let's go for a walk. So I did that a couple of days, which actually on those days it helped with my concentration in the afternoon. So yeah, I did that a little bit. And then the gym again a few times. So yeah.
Have you noticed any changes in your work performance?
Just that on the days that I do go for a walk, I can concentrate a little bit more. Maybe a little bit less irritable, but that might be because I'm just kind of ignoring everyone, and I now have like my music that I listen to at work, so I can focus, or try to focus a bit more. So, I mean, still hard, but maybe tiny little improvement. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And again, I heard you say you were able to connect with your family. Did you notice any other changes with kind of engaging socially?
Just like the desire to do it. So I haven't with the friends yet, but I definitely want to reach out to them and connect with them. They've been going out and keep inviting me to go, so I want to join them, and I just need to do that. So that's kind of in the works right now. I haven't seen them yet, but I want to. Yeah.
So let's go back and talk about the gym. Okay. What do you think would need to change in order for you to be able to go the 3 times a week?
Well, I mean, get up when my alarm goes off and not hit snooze. I don't know. Like I know, well, actually last time when I used to go to the gym, and I didn't do it this time, I don't know why, but I would always get, like the night before, I'd get my lunch put together and kind of pull out my outfit for the next day and then my gym stuff. So it was like when I rolled out of bed, I could literally like roll out of bed and be out the door in 5 minutes. Whereas this time I've been trying to do it all in the morning because I've been tired when I get home at night and just don't really want to do it. So I don't. And then in the morning I have to do it, and then I don't want to do it then because I'm tired. So it's kind of this snowball effect. So I guess if I were to, I can't hit snooze at nighttime. So I guess if I were to do that again, so my lunch and pull all my clothes together the night before, that might help me a little bit because then I can hit snooze once in the morning and still have enough time to get to the gym.
Okay. And is that something that you think is reasonable to do in the evenings, like just thinking about your routine and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it was a part of my routine before, but so was going to the gym, and clearly I'm struggling with that. But yeah, I think just forcing myself to do it, like on the days I went to the gym, I felt great. And those nights I had energy to prep my meal at the end of the day. I had lots of energy at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess it would just be about kind of forcing myself on the days I don't go to the gym in the evening to do that. But yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah.
And how are you going to remember?
To do the prep and stuff? Oh man. I know, because only some nights I'll need to do it. I mean, I guess, you know what, it doesn't hurt to prep my lunch the night before each night. I could just do it every night. Yeah, I could do it every weeknight. That's easy enough to just do my lunch. I mean, I basically make dinner and then my leftovers go into a container that I bring to lunch the next day. So it would just be about getting it into my lunch kit, grabbing kind of the other snacks and stuff and throwing it in there. So that's doable.
So the same time every day after finishing your dinner, you're going to pack up your lunch kit and your gym bag? Yeah.
Well, just my lunch. So then, yeah, right, I'm going to have to remember to do my gym bag and stuff on. So, oh man. I don't know. I guess I could just set an alarm. Like, I mean, it would be Sunday night. I'd need to remember Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. So yeah, I could just set like an alarm in my phone or something to remind me that not only do you do your lunch tonight, but you also need to pull out your clothes for tomorrow to go to the gym. Yeah.
All right, that sounds great. What are you going to call this? Prep time?
Yeah, just my lunch making time.
All right, well that sounds great. So like using that time after dinner 3 days a week to prepare yourself for the next morning.
Yeah.
Again, coming back to that confidence rating, where does that plan feel on the scale?
I think pretty high. I mean, it was high last time, and I was able to go to the gym for those first couple of weeks, so that was great. So I think, yeah, to have this, it makes it a bit easier. So yeah, I'd say like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I just didn't even think about it. I forgot that that's what I used to do.
So just going back to connecting with friends and family, is that a goal you're going to continue with?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm really eager to kind of see some of the friends again. They keep bugging me to come out, so I think, forcing myself to go out and see them. So yeah, in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna go out and join them for wing night, and then I do have plans with my brother still over the next couple of weeks, so I'll keep doing that.
Perfect. That sounds awesome. Okay. So in terms of follow-up then, why don't we book for 3 to 4 weeks this time? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, awesome.
It was lovely to see you.
You too. Thanks, Stephanie.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Leah, I've given you your prescription for citalopram.
Okay.
And so you've got a 3-month refill there, all right? I did want to talk to you secondly about a team member we have here at the clinic who can support you additionally around your anxiety symptoms that you've been talking about.
Okay.
So she's a primary care behavioral health provider. She works directly in the clinic. So her availability here and access is really good. And she's really fully an integrated team member in our clinic.
Okay.
And so she can give you some tools and strategies around some of the symptoms that you're having, but also will be collaborating with me around some of the challenges and additionally, and so we can work as a team to support you in that respect.
Oh, okay, that sounds great.
So as you leave today, just stop by the front desk and let the MOAs know that I've asked you to book an appointment with her.
Okay.
And I would encourage you to do that within probably a week's time.
Sure. I
Okay.
can do that.
Any questions about that?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, have a read, and if you do have any questions, just call the front desk and feel free to ask them. There's a lot of information that they have there as well to help you understand kind of what this is and what it isn't. So
Okay.
it's not conventional psychotherapy. These are 30-minute appointments. What Tiffany will be able to provide you is some really targeted, solution-focused interventions
Oh, okay.
to help you manage some of the symptoms you're having with respect to your anxiety.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
All right.
you.
Hi, Jill. I'm Ashley. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm just going to start by telling you a little bit about who I am and what I do, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Sure.
So as I said, my name's Ashley. I'm a primary care behavioral health provider for the clinic and a social worker by training. And so what that all means is that I work with your doctor in situations where taking care of your health involves more than just physical factors. So anytime habits, behaviors, emotions, thoughts, or any combination of these are impacting someone's health, I get called in to help them target that one aspect of care.
Okay.
So to do that, we'll take about 20 minutes today, get a snapshot of your life, what's working well, what's working not so well, and then together you and I will come up with a plan that seems doable for you.
Okay.
That plan might include reading some materials on your own or practicing some skills. It may also involve me referring you to a specialty provider if we see the need for that. After our appointment, I will share the plan with your doctor. And you'll see me typing, I'm putting a note in your medical record so that other members of your medical team can support you in this area of your care if needed.
Okay.
Just like any other medical appointment, there are some circumstances in which I have to break confidentiality. This includes situations in which your safety or someone else's safety is at imminent risk, if children are being abused, neglected, or witnessing abuse in the home, or if your files are subpoenaed by the court. Any questions about that piece?
No, I don't think so. That sounds pretty standard.
Awesome, great. Of course, you're free to discontinue these services at any time just by letting me or your doctor know. Do you have any questions about who I am or what I do?
No, I don't think so. That's good. Thank
Awesome,
you.
cool. And so I also have this letter as well. So it just kind of summarizes what we just talked about as well. So you can have that and take that home and review it if you want as well.
Great.
Awesome. I see here that your doctor has referred you for diabetes, a new diagnosis of diabetes. Is that what you were wanting to talk about today?
Yeah, I'm kind of freaking out.
Fair, okay. So over the last little while, any symptoms that you've noticed from the diabetes or around hearing this news about the diabetes?
I mean, I'm always thirsty. I didn't know that was because of the diabetes, but I guess it is. And I feel sluggish all the time. Like I have no energy.
Okay. And are you just kind of guessing by what you said? Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed by that diagnosis as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot out there, especially on Dr. Google. So we'll talk today about some reliable resources that you might be able to access. And also just so you know, you're talking about some of those worst case scenarios. And so the thing about diabetes, what we know is that it can be really well managed between lifestyle and dietary changes. So there's a lot that people can do so that it doesn't get to that point.
Okay.
So I'm really glad you're here today. And that's what we'll work on is kind of how can you learn some of these skills so that it doesn't result in some of those awful things that you were seeing on Dr. Google.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so given that this is a new diagnosis, how often do you find yourself thinking about it?
Oh, like all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess like when I'm at work, I'm pretty distracted. It doesn't really bother me then, but yeah, like once I'm off work and I go home, it's on my mind, and I wake up in the morning and yeah.
So most of the day, you'd say, yeah. Okay. Okay. And how intense are the thoughts? Like on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like, I hardly think about it, it just kind of comes into my head and then I push it away right away, or 10 being that I'm so focused on it and can't stop thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, it probably goes between like a 5 and a 7. Yeah.
Okay. So taking up a lot of brain power right now. Yeah. So just out of curiosity, has your doctor asked you to check your blood sugars at all?
No, thank God. I'm terrified of needles. He did give me a medicine, but
Yeah, I see here metformin, is that?
yes, that's the one.
And are you taking it as prescribed?
I hope so.
Okay, awesome. What's your understanding of how you should be taking it?
I take 1 pill in the morning and then 1 at night.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's what it says here. Perfect. Okay. So I know with diabetes, we don't always necessarily notice symptoms or notice if our blood sugar is high, but is there anything that you've identified that makes you feel better or worse?
If I have a really heavy meal, I definitely don't feel very good after it, but I haven't noticed anything else.
Okay. And anything that you've noticed that helps you feel better?
No.
Okay. Okay. No worries, and that's okay. Again, don't always notice symptoms of diabetes, so we'll talk about ways to manage that. So, along with your doctor's conversations, has he said anything, or have you noticed any concerns around hypoglycemia?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, it hasn't been a concern, wasn't mentioned. Okay, I don't see anything in here, I just wanted to double check.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions about your experience. It might seem unrelated, but just to kind of touch base on a couple of these things, and then I'm gonna ask you some questions around kind of what a day of eating looks like for you. So we'll start with, over the last 2 weeks, how would you describe your mood most of the time?
Well, I felt really anxious since getting the diagnosis. Before I got the diagnosis, it was okay, I guess. I don't have any concerns.
Okay, but the last 2 weeks pretty anxious.
Yeah.
Okay. And your sleep in the last 2 weeks, would you say that's increased, decreased, or you're normal?
Oh, like decreased. I have a really hard time falling asleep.
Okay. And is that new, or has that been long-standing?
No, that's new. I'm so worried about the diabetes.
So the racing thoughts around it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And your interest in activities, things that you enjoy, has that increased, decreased, or you're normal?
It feels normal. Yeah.
Good. And your energy level over the last 2 weeks, increased, decreased, or you're normal?
Well, normal. I mean, it's usually pretty low. So,
And how long has your energy been low for?
oh gosh, at least the past year and a half.
Okay. 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 And what about your concentration? Increased, decreased, or you're normal?
Probably decreased. I do feel a little bit distracted when I'm worried, but then, like at work when it gets busy, I'm fine. So maybe within normal.
Okay. So would you say it's decreased or normal?
Let's say within normal.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds like the worry comes in a little bit and kind of can pull you away. Are you able to focus on things, or are you noticing that it's really impacting your ability to hone in on the important things and focus on things?
I can focus when I need to.
Okay. And your appetite, increased, decreased, or you're normal?
Increased. I've put on like 20 pounds in the past 2 years.
Okay. So I ask everyone this question as well. And have you had any thoughts of killing yourself?
No, I'm terrified of dying.
Fair, yeah, valid, okay. And have you ever tried to kill yourself in the past?
No,
Okay. Any self-harm?
no,
And any homicidal thoughts?
no.
Awesome. Okay, good. So let's talk a little bit about physical activity now. So are you physically active at all?
Oh, I'm pretty busy at work on my feet all day, but I don't go to the gym or anything anymore.
Okay, but you used to?
I used to go all the time.
Okay. And so when did you stop going?
COVID.
Yeah, fair. Okay. And was it just the gym that you used to do or any other physical activity that you used to enjoy?
It was pretty much the gym. I like to use the track. Yeah.
Okay. So running. Cool, awesome.
I'm not an outdoor runner though.
No, fair enough. The elements can be a whole different thing to deal with. Absolutely. All right. What about pleasurable activities? What kind of activities do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy karaoke. I love going dancing. I love going out to different restaurants, trying different foods, eating out, that kind of thing.
Great. And are you still doing all those things?
Oh yeah,
Awesome. Good. And what do you do for work?
I'm a chef.
Ah, okay. So you know food well.
I love food.
Okay, well that'll probably serve you well in some of the changes that you might need to make. If you're good in the kitchen, then you can probably make a lot of this food taste absolutely amazing with the tiny little changes that you might need to make. So awesome, great. Has there been any impact on your friendships at all over the last little while? Or?
No, I haven't told my friends yet, but nothing's really changed.
Okay, yeah. And are you in a relationship?
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Awesome, okay, great. And how's he been with kind of this diagnosis? Have you talked to him at all, or?
Yeah, he knows. He's awesome. He's really supportive, but like me, he doesn't really have a clue what it actually means. So, a little discombobulated.
Okay, fair. Awesome. And is he interested in learning more? Or is that kind of like, you're like, no, I'm just going to take it on myself? And
Oh no, he wants to know. He wanted to come today, and
awesome, great, good. All right. And any caffeine consumption?
Yep. So I usually start the day off with a coffee. Who doesn't? Tim Hortons is right next door, so we usually grab a few ice caps during the day. And Pepsi has caffeine, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, so usually have a few of those throughout the shift too.
Okay. And so the ice caps, how many ice caps would you say that you have in a day? You said a couple.
Yeah, 2, maybe 3 some days.
2 to 3? Okay. And the coffee, what size coffee is that?
The morning coffee, like big gulp size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of caffeine. Do you find that you get jittery in the afternoon at all, or with all this caffeine?
I was just so fast paced at work, and if I'm feeling sluggish, I need a jump start.
Okay. And then how much Pepsi would you say you have in a day?
Oh gosh, I've never counted. Maybe I just constantly fill my cup. I don't know, probably 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And cup, so like what size glass?
Just one of those.
Like a pint glass?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so 4 pint glasses. Okay. Okay. And any alcohol?
Yeah, we have a drink at night before bed. Usually just vodka and orange juice.
Vodka and orange juice. Okay, and how many? One drink or?
Yeah, 1 to 2. Yeah, maybe 2. Probably 2.
Okay.
More often than 1.
And with the vodka, how much vodka would you say you put in each drink?
Yeah, it's probably like a shot and a half in each one.
Okay. Okay. Great. And what about any drugs, including cannabis?
Cannabis, yeah, not very often though. Like,
How often?
once or twice a month.
Okay. Okay. And any tobacco or nicotine?
No.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So now let's take a look at kind of food and what you eat. So can you walk me through a normal day of what you would have to eat?
Yeah, so I'm not a huge breakfast person. So I start the day off with a coffee. Get to work, have an ice cap or whatever. To be honest, I generally just snack throughout the day, like some like nacho chips or leftover fries, that kind of thing. On my break, I usually have a pasta dish or like a rice bowl or something like that.
Okay.
And then after work, to be honest, it's just kind of snacky foods.
Okay. And so what time do you go to work?
I go to work around 11 in the morning.
11? Okay. And so go to work and then kind of snack all day and then have that one main meal at the end of work?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
And what time is that end of work meal?
Oh, it's hard to say. Some days I'm there till 8. Some days I work later.
Okay. So
yeah.
so dinner's kind of around
Yeah.
8 or 9 o'clock. Okay.
I do eat better when the days I'm not working.
Okay.
We usually eat more routine and probably healthier meals at home.
Okay. So I'm gonna come back to that. You said when you get home you have snacks as well. What kind of snacks are you having?
You know, we just throw a movie on and have popcorn or chips and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so the days when you're not working, what does that look like?
Yeah. You know, soup and sandwich, you know, turkey sandwich, that kind of thing for lunch. Maybe, you know, we like to experiment with different things. So we might have different chicken dishes with different types of pasta or noodles, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I want to go back. So not Nachos, fries, pasta and rice bowls. That pasta and rice bowl, is it generally whole wheat or white?
At home we eat whole wheat, but at work when I get it, it's usually white.
Okay. Okay. And how many days a week do you work?
I work 5 days a week,
5 days a week. Okay. Okay.
except during Stampede, and then I work 8.
Fair. Busy time for everyone. Excellent. So it sounds like quite a big difference in terms of what you're able to eat between work days and non-work days.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. It's when busy at work in a kitchen. Yeah. So what about fluid? So you said, oh, actually, that's the other thing. Do you have the ice caps and the Pepsi on the days that you're working from home?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
They're just kind of like part of the environment. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So,
So just kind of grab it.
yeah.
Okay. And what, any other drinks that you would have on an average day or the days that you're not working, what do you generally drink?
At home, we have a lot of apple juice and orange juice. You know, like do Sunday morning brunch with champagne and orange juice and that kind of thing, but that's not routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So you said that on the nights when you get home from work, you often have popcorn and snacks in the evening. On the nights you don't work, do you find that you snack in the evening as well?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you said you smoke cannabis occasionally. Do you find that that increases kind of your snacking at all?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you generally snack on those nights?
Well, it's usually when we're out.
Okay.
So, you know, we're out at restaurants or whatever, and there's wings and
Okay.
whatever's going around the table.
Okay. So you don't have like
Nachos.
your go-to that you usually go to?
Nope.
It's just a variety. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So awesome. Thank you for that. Is there anything else that you think is really important for me to know related to this? Or?
No, I don't think so. Nothing I can think of right now.
Okay, awesome. So what we know about diabetes is the body has a really hard time processing sugars. And so a couple of things that you kind of identified in terms of things that you're eating and things happening in your life may be impacting the diabetes, including some of the drinks that you're having because they can be high in sugar. The stress of the diabetes diagnosis can be impacting it. The decreased physical activity that you've had can also physical activity can really help to process some of those sugars, so the decrease can cause some problems, as well as some of the carbohydrate choices that you've been making. A lot of the white carbs are higher in sugar, our body breaks them down differently, and so that can be impacting it, so as well as alcohol. So these are some of the different things that we start to look at when we look at lifestyle changes. And dietary changes to help manage diabetes.
Okay.
So the first thing that I do with any patient that comes to see me with a new diagnosis of diabetes is chat with them about connecting to a diabetes educator or going to a group on diabetes. The idea of this is that you can go and gain a wealth of information from people that are really knowledgeable in this area. And then once you gain that knowledge and information, you can come back to me and we can work together on how you can implement some of those behavioral changes.
Okay.
And so there's a diabetes educator in most pharmacies usually have them.
Yeah, I think my pharmacy does actually. I remember seeing signs. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that's definitely an option. The other two options are groups. And so the South Calgary Primary Care Network offers a group on diabetes as well as Alberta Healthy Living Program. So those are some different options, but it sounds like your pharmacy has a diabetes educator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so
I'm fairly certain they do. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so what are your thoughts? As I say, you know, I usually refer to diabetes educator group. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, I'd probably be most comfortable just starting at the pharmacy and seeing what they have.
Awesome.
If that didn't work out, I could look at the workshops.
Sweet. Great. Yeah. So that would be kind of the first step. And
Okay.
again, you can go ask the questions. They're going to be able to give you information that isn't Dr. Google
Right,
and provide some of that to you. Like I said, then we'll definitely book another appointment where we can come and chat and you can identify what the goals are that you've really identified there. And then I can support you in that. So that's awesome. Before you leave today too, I'll give you a resource on eating well for diabetes and also a website. So Diabetes Canada is a really awesome website for information that's all research based. So instead of going to Dr. Google, it would be a more reliable source of information that you could take a look at in the interim. So while you're waiting to see the diabetes educator, there's a couple things that I identified to you earlier in terms of things happening that you might be able to shift a little bit to help manage the blood sugars.
Yeah.
And so, as I said previously, some things we could look at is increasing your physical activity. We could look at managing your stress, decreasing the alcohol consumption a little bit, changing some of the drinks that you're consuming. So a lot of drinks high in caffeine and higher in sugar, and so looking at evaluating that. So those are a couple of different things that you might be able to look at changing while you wait to see the diabetes educator. Do any of those jump out at you as something that you might be interested to do?
Yeah, definitely. So I can decrease the alcohol intake, like at least like 1 or less a night. Again, that's just kind of routine. It's not something I need to do.
Okay.
And same with switching out drinks. Like I can easily switch to add, like would Diet Pepsi work instead?
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so I could switch when I'm drinking Pepsi to Diet Pepsi, and I think I'll be able to decrease down to like just one, fancy schmancy coffee or ice cap a day.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of changes. So, so you said decreasing the alcohol to maybe 1 drink a night.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you were drinking it with juice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I could switch. Like, would soda be fine? Like soda water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get those like flavored soda water things.
Yeah, like a
bubbly or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So vodka and soda.
Yeah.
Okay, in the evening, and then you said switching the pop to Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And then 1 ice cap a day.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So that's a lot of kind of changes around the fluids on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, and 10 being like, oh, not a problem, I'm going to be able to do that. How confident are you that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it is going to be a change for me. It's something I'm going to have to think about, but it's something I have to do. That feels better than not doing anything because right now I'm terrified. So I'm probably like at a 7.
A 7? Okay. Okay, awesome. Right. And then, so anything else in terms of, I mean, that's a really great goal, but if we look at a couple of the other areas, anything else you want to do, or do you feel like that's enough? So again, we could look at physical activity, stress management, even exploring kind of some of the carb choices and changing to more whole wheat or multigrain. We've already talked about the fluids. Any of those, or do you want to just start with this one goal?
Those, so you're just saying like switch to whole grains instead of avoiding it altogether, or?
Yeah, so that would be so that would be a
Okay.
start. So switching in some of the whole grains, so
Well,
brown
that's easy.
rice. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have whole wheat pasta at work, so even when I'm at work, I can do that.
Okay, so start switching in some whole grain.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. And again, how confident are you?
Oh, that's fine. That's like an 8 or a 9. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Okay, those are some really huge changes right off the bat here, which is awesome. And then, as I said, the diabetes educator will be able to give you a ton of information. And then you can start to identify, okay, what are some of these other changes that I maybe want to make? I can tell that you're really motivated to make these changes, which is really awesome. And that's really going to support you in your journey forward. I know before you talked about Dr. Google, so I just want to give you some different resources.
Oh, perfect.
So this is just around healthy eating with diabetes. So that's something that you can have a look over. I also just here, if you just want to write down kind of the plan that we just come up with, just so that you remember. And I'll also give you a website that you can check out there. So you got that? What do you have written down there?
So decrease alcohol, so 1 a night with soda.
Awesome.
And then 1 fancy coffee a day. I don't know if Tim Hortons is fancy, but okay. And then whole wheat. Did I get it all there?
And then the Diet Pepsi.
Oh, right. Yes. Diet Pepsi. Perfect.
Okay. Awesome. Great. And then also connecting with the diabetes educator. So I also have a website that I can give you to for the SCPCN, for the groups that they have there in case your pharmacy doesn't have a diabetes educator.
Okay.
So that's www.scpcn.ca, and it's under the workshops section.
Okay.
And then the other resource I was talking about is the Diabetes Canada. And they have really great information sheets and videos and different menu plans and all sorts of stuff on there. So some different resources that you may find helpful in the interim.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No worries. So for follow-up, when do you think you'll be able to connect with the diabetes educator to look into it at your pharmacy?
I'm sure off tomorrow, so I can just pop over there.
Okay, awesome. So when do you think will be enough time for you to kind of meet with the diabetes educator, make some of these changes for us to then meet again?
I don't know if I'm going to need to book an appointment or not, but we should probably do 2 weeks just to make sure I have time to book ahead.
Would 3 weeks be give you a bit more time to?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So if you want on your way out, if you can just book an appointment at the front, and then I look forward to hearing all of the great information that you learn, and we can hopefully come up with a plan together for you to start implementing some of those changes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Hi, Jillian. It's great to see you again.
Hi, you too.
So, it's been about 3 weeks since the last time we saw each other.
Yeah.
Since then, would you say are things better, worse, or the same?
Oh, better.
Okay,
Sure,
okay,
yeah.
so what's changed?
After our appointment, I didn't feel as much anxiety about it. Like, I still have questions and concerns and everything, but I don't feel so overwhelmed
Okay.
by it. I was able to make the changes that we talked about, and I met with the diabetic educator, and I'm really excited to kind of get some of her suggestions going, and so, yeah, much better.
Awesome. So it sounds like less overwhelmed, feeling like you have more information, a little bit more of a plan in place.
Yeah.
And so it's with ours, you alluded to kind of the goals that you had set last appointment. So
Yeah.
would you say, did you do all of it, part of it, none
No,
of it?
I did all of it.
All of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Good for you. And so what was that like for you to make those changes? How were you able to do that?
Well, I had written it down, and so I put that in my wallet. And then the next day after appointment, I was off, and so I went and I made the appointment right away with the diabetic educator. And then when we did our grocery shopping that week, we looked for whole grains and things like we had talked about, and I got the soda water, and yeah, that went great. Like switching to Diet Pepsi was no problem.
Okay.
The only thing that I was tempted by was the coffee at work and wanting more ice caps, because I definitely found getting tired, but I did it. I just had the one a day.
Awesome.
And then the alcohol, I started with just one a day, and then there was even a few nights where I didn't have any.
Okay, great. Awesome. And have you noticed any changes? Do you feel any different or not really?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if it's just because I'm not so overwhelmed, but I don't feel as sluggish. Like my energy level's up a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So energy has increased a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, so last time, I know your sleep had decreased. Is that
Yeah.
the same, or has that returned to normal?
It's pretty much returned to normal. I still get the worry thoughts and stuff, but just having the plan in place and starting to make changes has helped a lot.
Awesome. Great.
So I'm not up worrying about it.
Good. And how would you describe your mood most of the time over the last 2 weeks?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. And I think that was it in that area. I know last time I checked in on physical activity. Have you been engaging in any physical activity over the last little while?
Well, with the weather being so nice, we went for a walk on the weekend, which felt good. But that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about today, was because the diabetic educator, she taught me all about the glycemic index, and then she also taught me about how important exercise was, which everybody knows exercise is good for you, but she explained how important it is, especially with the diabetes. And so the walk felt good, but I want to put a plan in place, something consistent.
Okay, great, awesome. That sounds wonderful. So yeah, we'll come back to that. I'm just gonna ask a couple more questions, and then let's come back to that. I love that you came in with kind of an idea in place already.
Okay.
And I may not need to ask any other questions. Let me just see. Oh, I know that you said that your partner was kind of wanting to know a little bit more. Was he able to attend that appointment with you?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did, and he acts like he has diabetes now. So like we've like completely switched our, like I said, our whole grains in the house and everything, and he's on board with that.
Awesome,
Yeah.
great. And you said that you learned a little bit about the glycemic index, and so what have you been doing with that?
Just when we're grocery shopping and things like that, just making choices that have that are better and kind of lower on the glycemic index, and it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. There's still things that I wish were lower on the glycemic index, but overall it's been good.
Awesome. Have you been able to whip up some amazing meals with low glycemic index foods?
Not yet, but I'll get there. Yeah.
Get there. Can't wait to hear what kind of things you make.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. And so you feel like you have a plan in place around that, and
Yeah.
kind of more idea in terms of foods that you can eat more of, and maybe foods that you eat a little less of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
and just like balancing it out differently. Like, I mean, we've always eaten vegetables, but it's not really been like half the plate. So just being mindful of that. And, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Awesome. So you said that you wanted to hone in a little bit on the physical activity.
Yes.
So what are you thinking? What would be a realistic goal for you in terms of physical activity?
Well, I'd like to go, like I used to run at the track all the time. I'd like to say I want to do that again, but I'm just being real with you. It's been 2 years, so.
So what's that mean? Not really sure what it'll look like? Or?
Yeah. I'm scared about saying that I want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of overwhelmed by that.
Yeah.
Piece. So what would feel a little less overwhelming?
I mean, walking outside felt great. I hated like training for runs and stuff outside in the weather, but walking was fine.
Okay.
So I could probably do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so awesome. So starting with walking outside,
Yeah.
how many days a week would be realistic for that to happen?
Well, yeah, the nice thing about working in the evenings is that I have the mornings kind of free. So, I mean, I could do it every day. It's probably more realistic to say 3 times a week.
Okay, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I know
And-
I can do 3 times a week for sure.
Okay, so 3 times a week, and you're saying in the morning when you get up?
Maybe not right away, but yeah, like before work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had to pick kind of those 3 days that you would do it, kind
Yeah.
of hold yourself accountable, what would those 3 days be?
Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. And do you feel that 3 days in a row is manageable and doable?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And
Just with my work schedule, that'll give me time to do other things on the other days and stuff. So,
okay. And what, how long do you think would be realistic to kind of start off with? Knowing you can always go longer, but it's
Right.
nice to start off with something that's a little bit, feel that you know you can do. And then if you get out there and you're like, hey, I can go longer, awesome.
Right.
But it's something that you know that no matter what, you'll be able to get out and do those 3 days.
Yeah, I can definitely do 30 minutes.
30 minutes,
Yeah,
okay.
that's not a problem.
Awesome. And what about on those days, because we are in April in Calgary,
Mm-hmm.
so what about a Monday and it's snowing or it's really windy or rainy? What might you do on those days?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I could walk at the track.
Okay.
I could.
Do you think that would be something that you would do on those days? Like if you woke up and it was raining, would you be
Yep.
able to go to the track and go for a 30-minute walk?
Yeah, I can go to the rec center and do that.
Awesome, great. And you have a membership there.
Yeah, I can renew that.
Awesome, cool. That's a great backup plan. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no way I'm going to do this, 10 being I have all the confidence I can do this, how confident are you that you can do those walks 3 times a week?
3 times a week for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's a 7.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I know there's
Good.
going to be days I don't want to, but it felt really good when I did it on the weekend, and I know like exercise is really important.
And so on those days where you get up and don't want to do it, which is so common, what might it be helpful to remind yourself to get yourself out the door?
The option is to not do it and then have unmanaged diabetes, which I don't want.
And so how might you remember that in those mornings?
Actually, I use lipstick and write myself messages on the mirror sometimes, so I'll probably just do that.
Okay, awesome. So just kind of that constant message there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Well, I have to say, you took that information last time and really applied it and ran with it and have made so many changes, which is not easy to do. So good for you. You're making it sound like it's really easy, and I know it's not. So keep up the really hard work.
Okay.
What are your thoughts in terms of when we can reconnect again? How many weeks do you kind of want to work on this stuff? I know that you have a lot of new information. You've made a lot of new changes. How long do you think we should go before we meet again?
Yeah. Is it okay if we do 4 weeks?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I also see here that you're going to be checking your A1Cs in a,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we'll have you come back. So you've got your requisition for that,
Yeah.
and you've got, that you'll do that within the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, and I have an appointment, a follow-up with my physician as well. So, space it out a bit, I guess.
Perfect. Sorry, when's the appointment with the physician?
I think it's in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks? Okay,
Yeah, it
great.
was just after my lab work we booked it for.
Awesome, perfect. So that sounds great. What I'll do is I'll get you to, again, just kind of write down your plan here so that you remember that. And then on your way out, if you just want to book an appointment for 4 weeks, and I look forward to hearing how things are going, and we'll check it out then.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.